leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the deer, the trick of the lips. Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.
Play ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Laughter Saves Lives Live. That was a good one here on Strong Island Television, Paradise Studios in beautiful downtown Massapequa.
And yes,
New York.
And New York. And today's show is brought to us by Barasch and McGarry.
Every show.
That's right. Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
Doing good work.
Always helping us out.
Good work for all the responders, making sure they're taking care of any 9/11 illnesses. Michael Barasch has been there for us from the beginning and has been there for a lot of charities. So thank you, Michael Barasch. We are back with Rich Walker.
I got to say one thing. Before you
see what Richie does?
Before you toot my horn.
But you see what you're doing?
What?
You know I don't shut up. So he goes, let me get in right at the beginning because I won't, Johnny never lets me
because I'm never going to be able to talk.
I appreciate it. I respect it. Go.
Look at the hair. What is going? Look at that.
Your hair?
It looks like I took a nap before I came.
And I would assume that's
all
what you
on
did.
One side of my head.
I love you.
Look
You
at
know,
that.
I have a stain on my shirt here. You see it, Richie?
Yeah, wrong
And
side.
here's how lazy I was. Because I don't remember. Do you go from day to day sometime and go, did I shower today? Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Let me pass. Then you realize at one point it's been 3 days.
How often do you shower?
I try to shower every day because I'm a big workout guy. You see the canvas.
Obviously, you
working
try.
every day, Richie. It's something. Working out, or pickleball. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Yeah. So I got a stain. You see it? And I said, this could pass for a wet spot. Like if somebody sees it, I could always say, hey, I went to the bathroom right before the show, washed my hands.
Yeah.
Oh, that was starting to stain. It's a freaking stain on my shirt
And
that I'm
you
wearing
had like
anyway.
4 or 5 more.
Here he
wears out of
comes.
that. There he
Well,
is.
what are you doing?
Camera.
It's welcome to Laughter Saves Lives, Barasch and McGarry, and then
That's what we did.
no, and then
Time, Patrick McDonald.
right.
Oh, all right. Hey, Patrick. Sorry, buddy.
All of a sudden, now we're formatted.
I
Go ahead,
love
go.
Patrick McDonald. He's been our first viewer.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. Butch pays him $20 a week to make sure he comes on in the beginning. A few things, Richie.
Yes.
Ending with
Hi,
hey
Jonathan.
Jonathan, our web guy and everything flies. Christmas presents. I'm wrapping it up with the Christmas presents here for a second. I made a donation today to the local food pantry. Nice. Okay, we do that a lot at the family, you know. I brought 2 cases of banana pudding.
Nice.
Right? Nice, right?
You get rid of all the 2023.
We're always no brand new, just came.
Oh,
we're
nice.
always donating, right? But here, Paula, my wife, when she goes up what I call she goes up in her chair, an electric chair, the legs go, right? She goes, I call it the tower. And once she's up there, she puts the computer. Now Amazon Prime is cranking, right? So she's on there ordering things, right? And I can't tell you how many times it comes, and there's 2 of them because she pressed the button wrong. She got 2 of them. So she orders 2 cases of banana pudding.
Right.
All right, why? Because she looked at her little thing that she's working on, this Noom way of eating, right? And it would be good. She tasted one, and she did not like it. King Cullen sells the same pudding. Go buy one and taste it before you order 88 containers. Now, so I donated it. But, Richie, tell her. Taste it first.
Yeah, you have to try it. Where did you donate it to again?
St. Vincent's de Paul Society, the local St. Barnabas Church. Wonderful organization.
So now you have 88 homeless people that don't like this pudding.
Exactly. But it's not our problem anymore sitting on my dining room table, right? You got to eat it now. No. We always don't eat it.
You could return it to Amazon. You go to Kohl's and dump it.
Oh, no. Okay, thank you. On that note, she bought me for Christmas. The Macy's bill went through the roof on Christmas, right? Because she doesn't tell me. I'd like to pay it off. It's a lot of money. You know what? You know what Macy's is charging interest rate? 32%. You're out of your mind, Macy's, right? So she buys me a sweater, a beautiful sweater. I am 64, going on 65. I have never worn a sweater in my life. Not one sweater.
Cashmere.
She buys me like a Macy's $50 sweater. Is that a lot of money? 50? I don't know. I'm not a big spender. No,
That's
100.
way more than I would spend.
Yeah, I'm a Walmart guy. I donated it to St. Vincent's de Paul because I thought instead of returning it, how nice for somebody who really needs clothing to get something with a tag on it, brand new thing. That's a nice feeling to donate something like that.
You're a saint, John.
No,
Listen,
I'm not a saint.
Let me tell you,
I'm too lazy.
Do you know that I saw a whole thing the other day on YouTube where the stuff goes after you buy it online?
Mm.
They don't even know what to do with it. They said that all these third world countries, they said they don't want your jeans. They have so much stuff. It's like there's huge warehouses. They just take whatever they want, and they got so much.
So she bought me a coat also. You know the coat that's like shiny, like when you go. No. I don't like that material.
With the ribs,
$100, whatever she spent on this coat. Boom, St. Vincent's de Paul. Yeah. There is some guy out there dressed so nice tonight, better than I am.
Yeah.
But that's good. That's a nice thing to do. Now here's the rub. We play in the pickleball, right? Yeah. Livy and I play in the pickleball. Every time we play, we put down what color we want. So we've received now 4 shirts, 5 seasons or 4 seasons in a row. So we have like 20 of these bright yellow shirts.
Right.
So I donated a bunch of them to St. Vincent's de Paul today. So if you see somebody with a bright yellow shirt on, he's not on my team.
He came from St. Vincent.
Yes, he's not on Johnny L's team. Not that I wouldn't have him, but he's just making it clear he's not on my team. He just got the shirt. You know what we're going to do right now?
What are we going to do?
It's early. I know it's early, but I think I want to go. Bob, are you ready? I'm going to do it right to the pickleball segment tonight. Bring it on, Bob. Bring it on. It's the pickleball segment. Oh, geez, we had
sound effects.
We did. I thought he did the sound effect. It was the table. I go, oh my God, Bobby is so cool. Yeah. As soon as all right, pickleball, first week, number 1, I got injured.
Yeah.
Because I keep going on my daughter's side of the court because I think I'm so good and she's not as good as me and she yells at me when I go over there. So she decided, screw it, she's going to whack me. She smacked me in the hand with the racket, with the paddle. Game 2, I continued with the swollen thumb because I'm a trooper, Rich. You know I'm a trooper. We went and we got up seeded to the A bracket because somebody called in sick one team. We played guys that were bada bing in us. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Smashing at Olivia. 0-5 we went. 0-5. We crawled out of there. So hopefully next week we'll be in the lower bracket.
You have to tell the little story you told me.
Yes.
How bad of a sportsman you were about
Well,
it.
no, you're right. I'm a good sportsman usually, but these 2 guys were very good, very young. Right. My daughter is an advanced beginner player. They were smashing the ball at her and then high-fiving with the rackets at hey, like they were playing like in the Olympics, you know? Yeah. And I kept looking at them like, guys, really? Really? Right. And then after they beat us like 11-2.
Right.
And again, they high-five there. Yeah! So you're supposed to go up to the net and tack the paddles. And I turned my back to show my displeasure for their behavior and started walking away. And Livy was pissed at them too. But she went up, paddled, and I turned around and said, I might as well, I wasn't happy with them. Yesterday, I'm on my meds today. So you could tell, right? I'm wound up. I am wound up. Wow. Yesterday, I see even, look at 12. He's not even looking at us anymore. Yesterday.
I'm looking and we're running long already.
It says 9:10.
We are not running long.
That's long.
No, we're not running long. Yesterday, I taught a class on the pier in Jersey, Elizabeth. I wanted to take out my Rocky hat and a ball because all the containers, the trucks are going by 100. And I was like, I just felt like, I got there early. I ate in a salty diner. You know those little diners? They're not like big.
Them.
They're like just a counter and 1 or 2
the greasy spoon.
And all the guys are coming in from the night shift. And I'm looking, hey, how you doing? I had a cigar. We smoked cigars. I punched some guy in the face. But it was great. But I wanted to quickly what I teach. it was the U.S. Consumer Safety Commission. This class was for, and I was teaching them specifically about PVC in kids' toys. There's 9 things that are illegal to put in kids to make this pliable. You see how it's bendable?
Yeah. What's
all right? PVC is a pipe. It's hard.
Right.
Bendable. There's 9 things. My meter that I taught them picked those things. They were so excited. I taught them something that they can use to save people, to save children from getting poisoned or whatever. It was a great day. Thank you. I know they're watching, Rich.
Yeah.
A few of them are watching. Thank you, guys. You made me feel very at home in the kitchen. You brought the bagels. You brought the muffins. I'm diabetic. Thank you. You brought the fruit. Thank you. I'm diabetic. No, they were great. They were great. So thank you, guys. Let's bring in. Is my son on there yet? Yeah. Let's bring in my son quick.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring him first, even though Butch. I changed the order. Butch, he's gonna get all bent out of shape.
Yeah.
Bring my son, John.
Listen, I'm not gonna get bent out of shape. Go to commercial first.
We're not going to commercial first. We got this all set already. All set. Bring him on first because it's a quick segment. Bring my son on. Oh, there! Look at him. That's my little boy, Richie.
I can't even believe it.
All right. So
he's only 7.
The segment is that I'm bringing him on because it's part of our opening, kind of. I was thinking today.
Can you guys just stop? Can I just see Butch again?
Why do you say that for?
I just want Butch to pop in. He doesn't do it enough. I think.
He doesn't come on enough and help.
No!
What is it with you, LaRocchi's? Leave me alone.
One wants you on the air, the other one doesn't want you at all.
So bring my son out. Here's why. I said, John, come in tonight because I think Richie's children. How old are your kids now, Rich?
They're older now. 20 and 18.
All right, 20 and 18.
Right.
So soon, at one point soon, they're going to probably get married in their 20s.
Right.
And then start to have some children.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've been a grandpa now for over 7 years, 7.5 years.
Right.
And I think I'm a wonderful grandpa.
Yeah.
Like, I think I do everything just about right. And and I know that can't be true. So I figured I'd bring my son.
We see the video every day.
Yeah, because my son is the first one to tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I figured if I brought him in, he could help you don't do the things that I do wrong. So I thought maybe you could ask him a question or two and he can come out with a thing or two to help you. Because I think I'm really good grandpa.
He's a good grandpa. I have a question.
Grandbabs is what I'm called.
Grandbabs, right.
Wait, hold on, Rich.
Yes.
Hold on, Rich. I did come prepared.
One LaRocchia comes prepared.
He said he wanted me to give you a list of things. Right. List of things that he does wrong so that you can be better, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Hold on.
We only have a few minutes.
Hold on a second.
No, pick the top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah, just pick the top 3. There's not that many.
Oh, I don't think I could pick the top. I mean, how long's this show?
And for you, it's another 3 minutes. What do you got?
Okay.
Well, can Richie ask you a question?
Okay, Rich, go ahead and ask your question.
What is his biggest day out with the kids? Playground or PetSmart?
Playground or where?
How to bring the kids to the
PetSmart is a great idea to kill some time.
Yeah. You can just be there.
Listen, this is the one thing I'm all joking aside. My dad is a top-notch grandfather. Top-notch. There's very few that compare. The one thing I will say that he does
take money.
He always tries to keep them active, which is hard. I mean, for a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old, that's not easy. So he likes to take them. The problem is that, he tries his best to do it all on the cheap, because he's really cheap. So but in his defense, you could always reimburse him and he'll take them wherever you want. No, I don't do that. So no, I don't do that. I mean, if it's on his
only one person cheaper than me.
Rich, if it's on his time, it's on his dime. That's what I said.
Okay.
But he has found a way to have fun with them on the cheap. Again, on the cheap.
Up with the cheap.
So no, but I will say, all joking aside, he has a lot of fun with them. He takes them to a lot of cool places. He tries to get them out there doing things that, that I think having them experience things that they wouldn't normally experience. My daughter, because of him, my daughter has gotten into the gymnastics. because
I walk on a beam now. I'm walking on a beam.
Yeah, because of him, she is addicted to Stu Leonard's.
Stu Leonard's.
It's how we call it. Start grooming her for shopping.
It's essentially the Disneyland of grocery stores. It's very entertaining. So, and I say that, but it was his way of saying, "Well, we'll do this instead of a Disney trip." Like this is.
Let Richie bring you another question and see if you could be a little more fun. This was supposed to be a funny segment. Remember,
isn't this show supposed to be funny?
Good point.
No,
good point.
This is about saving lives.
We got away from a while back.
Hold on, let's see. Can Butch pop in again? Just
listen. Last week we're following with Coldplay too. After last week, we're gonna
they're my favorite band. I love Coldplay.
So many messages from.
I love it. I love them. I just love everything they do. If you get a chance to see them live, it's an experience. It's like your soul leaves your body when you're watching.
Richie has a second question.
Go, Richie.
I want to talk about the other question real quick. You have to bring the kids. You go to especially Petco,
right?
Because you go to the whole fish department.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea.
You move into the reptiles, the tarantulas, and all that.
I am loving this.
The hermit crabs,
right?
And what else? Then the birds, the parakeets they have. Then you move over to the other side to the cats, where they get to stick their finger in.
Nice.
And pet the cats.
What do they do? Wait, hold on. What do they do to the cats, Rich?
You stick your finger in the cat.
Cage.
I got nervous. I got very nervous for a second.
I learned all the tricks.
What are they doing to those cats?
John, a trip to Petco is equal to a whole day at the Bronx Zoo. It's the same.
I'm loving it, Rich.
They love it as much. Then they get in the car, they go right to sleep, and you're done for the day.
I'm loving it. All right, so
now, question number 2.
Yes.
Oh, you got a question.
He's a spoiler.
Yes.
He spoils the kids. Should I do that, or should I put them
yes, absolutely. But grandparents got to spoil. That's part of their job. Right. I'm honestly amazed. I mean, this guy has bought them things and he would never have considered with me.
Whoa.
Ask. I mean,
like what?
I'll tell you like what.
Toys?
No, I'll tell you like what. I have never ever bought my son a thing at Citi Field or Shea Stadium. It was always expensive.
No. Not once in my life.
First game that my grandson goes to, that kid is leaving with sneakers, socks, underwear, shorts, hats, Mets all he's going to look like a
Forget about the merch. Well, hold on. We don't want him looking like John Santo. That could be problematic.
You know what I mean. A mini.
Okay. You meant outfit, not face, right?
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
It's all ducks.
All right, listen. Yeah. We have 2 other guests tonight. Let's see if
can you bring the turtles back out?
No, we lost the squirrel last week in the studio. By the way, we still.
Well, all right. We'll bring Butch back out then. Butch, come on back out.
Butch. Thank you. Here we go.
Thank you. Good job. Good job.
We're gonna go to Butch back out. Can we bring Butch back out one more time?
Coming up, occupational therapist, comic therapist.
There he is! Yeah!
What a break.
If you spent time downtown on 9/11 or in the 8 months after, you were exposed to toxic air and may be eligible for compensation from the $10 billion 9/11 Victim Fund. But most people who qualify still haven't claimed what they're entitled to.
I worked downtown. I didn't die. I was an office worker. I felt like there were others who deserved the money more than I did.
A major reason people haven't claimed the money they're due is guilt. They feel guilty claiming funds when others died or were first responders.
I heard there were 9/11 funds, but because I wasn't a first responder, I did not apply.
You do not have to be a first responder to qualify. This fund was created for everyone who worked, lived, or attended school south of Canal Street, who may have experienced or have experienced respiratory illness or any of the 68 cancers linked to the toxins. Even if you have a family history of cancer, there is a presumption linking most cancers to the toxins.
I thought it was too late to make a claim. My spouse worked downtown at a bank and died of cancer. Honestly, I just haven't felt up to it.
The government's $10 billion Victim Fund and Health Program have been permanently extended. You just need to have been below Canal Street on 9/11 or at any time in the following 8 months. To see if you qualify, call or go to 911fund.com to speak to a representative of Barasch and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community.
There are many reasons people who are eligible for compensation are not stepping up to claim it. To those who are holding back, I would say just take the first step. Ask for help. Make the call. It's not too late.
I called and I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
Millions of dollars remain unclaimed. You do not have to be seriously ill to qualify.
And we're back with Laughter Saves Lives live. Okay.
Here on Strong Island Television Paradise Studios, our guest, Bridget Kavanaugh. Right? You don't say off. You say Kavanaugh.
Yeah. I don't know why people add the F. There's no reason to.
Kavanaugh?
It doesn't make sense.
Is GH ever an F? No, GH is never an F.
I'd say never.
Is PF is an F. PH.
Yeah.
PH.
Right. Yeah.
Right? PH is an F.
So, so people know, very funny comedian.
Very funny. She's only been doing comedy how long?
Like 4 years.
I thought she was doing
I have a question.
You want me to say less? Make it better?
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought she was doing
Are you
6
offended
months.
by comedian or is it comedian?
No, I'm not offended.
Did comedian leave? Do people,
I think if an older gentleman like yourself said it to me, I'd be fine with that.
If you're an older gentleman, what the hell am I?
That would be, no, I wouldn't be offended by that. No.
I'll tell you how old I am. Working with Bridget Kavanaugh last Friday night. What a show.
Yes.
We had fun, right?
We did. Great
I
job.
did my job, right? I did my job.
Well, yes, you
did my job. Well, she only says well. I was hoping she was better.
I said you
well.
killed.
What is well? Oh, you said
I said you killed. You talked to her. You said you killed.
A very fun night, right?
I heard
Bridget
she did say you were appropriate.
I was appropriate
for that night.
Yes. Yes.
That's like my daughter said when I took my shirt off at the beach.
Hi, Jennifer.
My daughter said, "Hey, Jen." My daughter, can I call her Jen? Jennifer. I'm sorry. Some people don't like to be called Jen. I took my shirt off at the beach a few years ago. My daughter goes, "Hey, Dad, you're not that flabby." I'm going,
nice.
"Oh, thank you."
Not that flabby.
Thank you.
Nice. That's good.
That's so Bridget walked in the door the other night, and she looked at the audience and she goes, "Ooh, I think they're a little old, maybe for my stuff." I walked in and said, "Oh, what a young crowd," you know, and we laughed about it later. I thought it was funny.
You did well though with them.
They were good. They were a good crowd. They were a good crowd. You need to have an audience that's there to laugh.
Yes.
Not to make me laugh. You know what I mean? Make me laugh is a little harder. They were there to laugh. We had a ball. So the reason I wanted you on tonight is because our guest bailed.
Right.
No,
right.
that's not nice to say.
And I was already here, you know.
Oh, you were already here, but you know what? You know, I love your family. I love your mother, Roseanne. She fills in.
Yes.
Richie fills in for her all the time.
So wait, let me mention this. I have to mention what's
no,
important. She's outside on the phone.
Yeah, she's on the phone with her family.
Setting up a date.
Right. Yeah.
You know how it is.
Well, she has the pants on.
Bridget has her own show
right before I started tonight.
Yeah.
7-8 with her mom
called
Guilty
Laughter
Pleasures.
Saves Lives 2. Oh, what is it called?
Guilty Pleasures.
It's not called that.
With John
It's
LaRocca.
called Guilted Into It.
Guilted into it.
Yeah,
right,
Guilted Into It.
I think I just found the name of the new
Richie's
show.
been watching.
No, that's
What is Rich doing during the day?
That's what he's gonna watch later.
He actually did.
Guilted into it.
Right.
He actually went. All right, so we wanted you on, and you joke in your act. I hope you joke.
I do.
She's funny. That I'm a hero. She says something like that.
Filippo.
All right. All joking aside, I'm not going to call you hero because I know you're uncomfortable with that term.
Right.
What you do for a living, okay?
Yeah.
What you do is an occupational therapist.
I am, yes.
It's not easy. You're not going to become a millionaire doing that. You have to have a love and a dedication, and that says something about you. So accept the compliment, my
Thank
dear.
you.
You're a special person.
Thank you. I appreciate
Okay?
that.
You're a special person, and so is your mom.
Thank
so
you.
we love having you here. So tell us, Richie had the first question. You want to ask her the first
You can
question? You
ask
asked
me
on the break.
What's the difference between an occupational therapist
Right.
and a physical therapist?
Good question.
Where I thought they were both one and all the same.
Right. Yes, it's a classic question.
It is.
Yeah, they're not the same. They're
Good.
really not.
Look, we're all going to learn.
Right. Okay. I'm
Right.
going to explain to you the difference. Occupational therapy, what I do
Right.
is focused more on like the functional aspects of your life. So like if you're an older person and like you, for instance, if I were to give you therapy as an
So I
elderly.
could pass on to my
She
mom.
said older person, and it went right back to you. Just
of course,
that,
yeah.
not to me.
No, but you would focus, like if someone, has a hip replacement or injury, that sort of thing, you help them learn how to do the things they have to do every day, like, getting dressed or going to the bathroom or being mobile in their home, that sort of thing. Kids, it's more focused on like handwriting, fine motor skills, that sort of
thing. Cutting food.
Yeah, yes. All your functional
How to cope
stuff.
in life with.
Yes, yeah. So adaptation, but also rehab for like physical like deficits and stuff.
And you deal with what ages?
I work with kids. I'm of all ages pretty much right now. I'm with autism. That's my main group of kids.
And what, again, even more special. In fact, the show that you're doing, I don't mean to bring up our show in a minute, but the show we're doing for a home that Diana Cardona, who's my first volunteer with Laughter Saves Lives, designed the logo, in fact.
Yeah.
She passed away 2 years ago. She had an autistic child, a big guy. He's in a home. So once a year, the family goes, they buy some Christmas presents, whatever. We're going to give them a few bucks from that show that you're doing.
Great.
So you're not getting paid. All the money's going to.
That's good. That's good to know.
I figured I'd say it on the air.
That's the first I'm hearing of that. So
no, we'll take from Richie and we'll give to you. We'll take from Richie and give.
That's all right. I'll do it for free. I don't mind.
So, okay, so give us a case. Can you give us a case that moved you? Somebody that you worked with, maybe that.
Wow.
Were you going to ask that?
That's a great question.
That is a good question.
Thank you.
I don't think anything moves, Bridget.
Right. Really? You think I'm cold? Well, that's maybe.
I don't think you're. I think you're very. I don't know what you're like. Well, I do know what you're. Let me take that back.
I am. I do have empathy.
I told this. Okay. I know what you're like with a drink or two in you.
Do you? Oh, we'll go to the Mets game together, so that'll happen.
I mean, I worked with her mother. And I met
Go ahead, you could tell them that story.
Lovely
at the Mets
Bridget,
game.
sweet Bridget.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Very nice.
Beer is $9.
Yes,
right.
yes. So Bridget was into about $50. No, I don't know how much. I don't know how much she was in. As her mom was drinking the home run margaritas in the aisles, she's dancing over there, Roseanne.
And she's right there too.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to bring her up.
Yeah, she's drinking a margarita right now. So it's very sweet, and she had a few in there. And I'm a big Met fan. And the outfielder couldn't catch the ball. The ball was hit. He couldn't catch the ball, right?
Right.
So she said, hey, she died for that, but she was like
because he didn't put enough effort in.
I know, but you turned into like a truck driver. You were just and I go, hey, Bridget, he couldn't catch that ball. Yes, she like chewed my. Yes, I got. I go, oh, okay, never mind.
Well, he's making it sound a lot more aggressive than it was, but I'm just saying, if you're getting paid millions of dollars, let's make a little more effort. Let's dive.
Okay, but if you dive and you miss the ball, it's a home run.
Make it look good.
All right.
That's
you know what I always said?
I can't. Look, I'm going to get worked up again.
Here's what
I know. I don't want to.
Sports people hate it when I talk about this.
Because know
I know nothing about sports, but I never understood where you hear like World Series and they go, the Yankees they're saving their best pitcher for the last game. The Yankees, they don't have 7 good pitchers.
They should.
I don't understand how they're saving their best.
I know.
Aren't they all worth $30 million?
Well, it's kind of like, so for instance, on the LaRocchia show that we'll be on together, he's going to be saving me for last because I'm the best, right? He'll put you first.
Did
put
I know
you
that?
somewhere earlier.
Did I know that?
Right.
On the bill, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's a
But
pizza.
wait, but he
Right.
put you on the first show.
I put you
on the show.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
on
the
that
show.
show.
Yeah,
All right, let's get into that question because we don't have that much time left.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
So give us a case that moved you.
Okay. Well, actually, I just had I was just talking to a parent today. One of my kids. We have a lot of people who come from like all over the world to the clinic. So we had a family from Germany come, and the mom was very emotional when she was here, kind of like crying, like wanting us, help, and like didn't really see how we could help her daughter, and it can be a very stressful time like for parents, especially. So I really connected with this one mom, and she just messaged me today. She was like, "Oh my God, Bridget! Like, wait till you see how she's doing." She sent me videos of her. She's like doing so much better. She's like, "I'm so glad that we came," and like she's in a lot better, spirits now, and is like more motivated by it now because she's seeing how well her daughter is doing.
Make you feel awesome.
Yeah, it does, because like when she was there, the mom was like crying and she was very emotional. I was trying to help her through it. So to see her kind of come out on the other side of it is always great.
I mean, I've cried too. Like sometimes, like the last show I put you on with the audience reaction, I was crying. I was saying, "Oh my God, poor Bridget." All right, so let's thank Bridget Kavanaugh for coming on. She hung out. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Always occupational therapy. It's the one. Thank you for being here. We're going to go to break, and we'll be back with Brian Williams, retired law enforcement officer and veteran extraordinaire volunteer.
All right.
Hi, I'm Arthur Lee, founder, CEO, and inventor of LifeVac, a simple rescue device that could save a child's life in a choking emergency. All these people were saved with LifeVac. People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those is a child.
As simple as place, push, pull.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
And we're back.
I was live. Paradise Studios, Massapequa. Right?
Wasn't she great?
She was great. She was great. And she hung out for us, and that was very nice. We're centering, we're focusing. While we're doing that, let's bring in our next guest. Again, this gentleman last minute because we had some issues, and so nice of him to step up through our buddy John Solano out there in Dallas. He's a retired law enforcement officer, did his time, and now he's doing wonderful work for veterans out there in the Dallas area of Texas. Please, a nice warm welcome for Brian Wilburn.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You are so cool. Look at the way you're sitting there with your arm up.
I'm in my living room.
That's all right. I will never be that cool. Brian, thanks for doing the show.
Thank you for having me.
Are there any topics that we discussed that you think motivated you enough to make a comment? I mean, there were a lot of important issues.
You know, this young lady that sitting next to you there, working with folks, I'm sure she sees a wide variety of people during the course of her duties, and including I think she described you as an old guy.
Yes.
That's why I appreciate you having me on here and John hooking this up. You know, y'all are coming out to Dallas in April, and this is really important to me because it's a true statement when you say laughter saves lives. We know how much comedy and laughing and a little levity in a person's life can lift their spirits. It can change the course of their day. And y'all are coming out here in April, and you're going to do a show for free at one of the senior living communities that we've taken a program there called Hanging with Heroes, and we've been doing this since 2018 around DFW in North Texas, where we take veteran services into independent, assisted, skilled, and memory care facilities. And part of that involves interaction with them. And through my interactions with John, or Sideshow as I call him, you know, I've seen how Laughter Saves Lives works, how this whole program and what you, John, what you bring, some of the folks associated with you, like John, Frank Villela. I can't wait for you guys to come and meet these seniors.
Oh, we're so excited about it. So excited about it. And the way we're going to work today is we're going to put Solano Sideshow, as you call him, up first. This way we can build to the laughter. Like you want to start on a level where the audience is going, right? And then bang, right? So John is kind enough to do that for us.
Yeah, he. In all fairness to him, he when he's on, he's a very, very funny guy and quick with the quip.
Yeah, good man.
Good guy.
Good guy. So yeah, we're excited about doing that. Tell us a little bit about your law enforcement career. Where did you work?
I served in. I started as a reserve in 1979 in the city of Santa Paula, California. It's in Ventura County, not too awful far from LA. And after about 10 years there, I lateraled down to Burbank Police Department, and through a kind of a circuitous route, I did the last 5 years of my career, which ended in 2020, working for the city of Rowlett here in Texas.
Wow, very nice. Well, thank you for we'll call it your service. Thank you for your service. It's a tough job. I could never be a police officer. Very tough job, especially these days. Thank you so much for what you did. Now, your veterans work. You said you're bringing, as you mentioned, some services. What kind of stuff do you bring to these people? Is it food? Is it entertainment? Like everything?
So let me set the background for you. We started this program back in 2018, and it at first it was just coffee and donuts going to 2 or 3 of these homes, and we started interacting with these folks and getting to know them and whatnot. And then, to be honest with you guys, my girlfriend, she's been in the healthcare industry for over 25 years, and she said, "There's somebody I want you to meet." And so this is the day that I learned that not all facilities are created equal. Some are like 5-star motels. Some of them are like, 1 or 2-star motels. Right. So she took me to this facility and she introduced me to this Vietnam combat veteran who served 3 tours, and he's since passed. He served 3 combat tours. And we walk into his room, and I learned that the only interaction that he had with anybody, he didn't drive, no family, couldn't go to the VA at all because he was stuck, because he had no way to get there. Closest VA facility is about 50 miles from where the home that he lived in was at. And I walk in there, and it's a small room and a bathroom, and he's standing there, and my girlfriend walks in ahead of me, and he engages her, and then it takes him a minute to notice that I'm back there. And I notice as he's talking to her, he has his Vietnam Veterans Combat hat on, right? He was in the 82nd Airborne. He was a door gunner. He has a shirt. His shirt and jeans are well worn, but he has them pressed. And he has his shoes. He's wearing cowboy boots, but they're buffed out. Wow. And he's talking to her. We took him a wheelchair because he needed one. He couldn't get to the VA to get one, so we took him one. So he finally sees me, and he kind of pushes her aside a little bit. He goes, "Hey, are you a veteran?" And I said, "Well, kind of. I was in the Navy Reserve, but I have some similar experiences because of my law enforcement career." And he kind of pushed her out of the way, and he come up to me, and he gave me a salute. And he wanted to tell me about his story. Sure. So I listened to him, and we talked for a while, and I learned that, again, not all places are created equal, and some veterans get better treatment than other veterans just because of their financial position. And that kind of,
not only that, probably their family. Do they have family who's or not?
No, right? No family. He had no family. He had no one. The only contact he had with anybody was the staff that took care of him.
Right. Wow. Unbelievable.
So it started the whole process, and we reinvented Hanging with Heroes. We made a determination that we wanted to go to all these various facilities that I mentioned earlier, and bring the services of the VA, like claims writing, equipment if they needed a wheelchair, a walker, a toilet chair, shower chair, and companionship, and just to listen to them, communicate with them, make them feel that their service meant something, instead of like they were stuck in a hole in a wall and forgotten about.
Right.
So I recently said, as I always do, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. You see a veteran, and one turned and looked at me and he said, "Thank you for recognizing," or "Thank you for acknowledging," something like that. I never heard that before. And I turned and I said to him, "Oh, I've never heard that before." And he said, "Yeah, I stole it from another veteran." He said, "We really appreciate the acknowledgement."
Yeah, they absolutely do. And when we told the staff, that y'all were coming out and you were going to put on a show for them, I mean, they were ecstatic, John. They were so happy that anybody would acknowledge their presence by coming and taking some of their important time, that you would fly all the way across the country, come to Saxe, Texas, to an out of the way place, and give them some of your time to make them laugh. I got a feeling that you're going to walk away from there a lot more fulfilled than what they are. I mean, the reception you're going to get is going to be fantastic.
Richie did a few of them at the St. Albans Veterans Hospital in Queens, and since COVID, they haven't had us back yet. But I can't tell you how many of the comics came to me and said, I've been doing comedy how many years? That was the best experience. Because I used to say to them, get there a half hour early. You need to go up to the rooms and pick up the guys because they don't have the staff to do it. So once they picked them up and we're in the hallway and in the elevators, these guys would start and ladies would start talking about their service or whatever. And how often do you get to do that? You know, is to be alone with one of these people who have nobody else really coming to see them other than staff. It's definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
I can't wait. It's going to be, and I think it'll open the door to future endeavors like that. Because truly, laughter does save lives. What you guys do, especially the ones that served in combat, they've seen a lot of things like you have. They've had some very harrowing experiences, and especially for the ones that have no family members, they don't have anyone to really interact with. It's going to be so. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to be very emotional that day because you guys coming there. It'll be an acknowledgement of that service. It'll be validation of their life because they're all older. Some of them don't have much time left, and it will change. I promise you, your presence there, you, John, Robert, whoever else comes with you, it's going to change things in ways we can't even imagine yet. And I'm so grateful for that,
brother. You made my night. Looking forward to it. Do you have any websites or any Facebook pages or whatever where people could see what you're doing to maybe help you out a little bit?
So I have my own, which is Brian Wilburn, that I post these things on. I go to my girlfriend's company. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not, so I won't, because she actually is the one that gets me into these communities because she's been around them for so many years, and she kind of opens that door. And some of them are a little nervous about exposure, because they're just getting used to it. But trust me, I post everything that I do when we go do Hanging with Heroes, which we do the third Thursday of every month. That we just block that day off and we go to the different facilities around DFW. I always post about it and try to tell some stories about some of the vets that we meet along the way. But I post it on my personal page.
All right. Well, you're doing God's work, my friend. I've said it a million times on the show. Richie's probably sick of me saying it, but you could donate all the money you want, and that's nice and that's wonderful. But when you donate your time, you only have so much of that time, right? In a day, in a week.
Amen.
That's good work, man. You're doing a good work. Home run.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
So we will see you.
I applaud you.
In April.
By the way, you may want to watch the show running on a rerun because a lot of people were thanking you for your service.
Well, tell them I said thank you. It's not a one-man show. My girlfriend Yvonne Morrow, she's very involved in this. Sideshow supports this whole thing and came up with the idea to well, I don't know if you came up with it or he came up with it to come here and do this, but I guarantee you guys will be back and there will be at least one person. See, if I have a second, you know as well as I do, a lot of these older guys from this generation, they don't talk about their experiences, okay? Right. They come from the John Wayne era where when you undergo a traumatic experience, how do you handle it? Well, you suck it up. You internalize it. It never comes out. But when you guys go there and when they understand what Laughter Saves Lives is and why you're really there, okay, there's going to be people, and I told Sideshow to prepare him because he's really a softie at heart, right? He can get very emotional. Yes. These people will come to you and they will shake your hand, say, thank you so much. When I was in Vietnam, I experienced this or I experienced that. Right. And you got to be ready to deal with that because they're going to open up to you. Right. They want to talk about it. They've never been exposed to any kind of mental health wellness things like what Laughter Saves Lives provides or counseling. And that's what we are. We're a doorway, a gateway to get them the help that they need and they want.
Well, I will be prepared. We have to bring out
Wait, real quick. What is your girlfriend's name?
Her name is Yvonne Morrow.
Well, Yvonne Morrow, we thank you as well for all you've done. And very much appreciated. And
or 12. We're going to go to a break. Hang out because I want you to watch our comic from the Green Room. Very funny. Vinny Lombardi from DC. We'll be right back.
The Arbors Assisted Living is the premier yet affordable, all-inclusive assisted living option with 5 communities on Long Island in Nassau and Suffolk counties. The Arbors promotes living life to the fullest by providing a wide range of activities, amenities, and events. You get all care, all services, all amenities, all included. Call 866-THE-ARBORS. That's 866-THE-ARBORS.
And we're back.
Well, this is us guys. We're back with Richie Walker as my co-host tonight. Funny guy. We're going to bring in our comic from DC, Vinny Lombardi, as we throw up 1 or 2 flyers with Vinny. Come on in, Vin. Oh, he can't control it. All right, Bobby's controlling. Come on in, Vinny. Get in there. There he is.
Hey, guys.
A long wait, but well worth it.
Thank you for watching the show.
No, this is awesome, guys. What a great show. I mean, talk about bringing some heartfelt topics, and then you bring a comic at the end. Like, I'm tearing over here. Everybody's doing such amazing things. Thank you.
Absolutely. I just want to say that the one show we have coming up, Bobby, just show the next flyer, Marty Lyons. We still have tickets available for this. They do wonderful, wonderful work for kids with cancer and stuff like that, like trips and all that. Great show. We have Claudia on it, Paravita. We have Johnny Watson from Jersey. And we had the other comic was, who else was on there? Me and somebody else was on there. So it's going to be a great show. Tickets still available. Go to the website. Vinny, thank you for coming in.
Definitely.
I met Vinny in Washington, D.C. when we did the benefit for the Washington, D.C. EMS and Fire Foundation. Vinny really put it all together. He did a great job.
Wow.
We had a lot of fun. He emceed the show. Great night. So thanks for being here,
John. Thank you so much for letting me do that. Can I share a quick story from that experience?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have the show. I'm the host. And as a comic, you always want to try to, have a little bit of a bit in between bringing up comics. So John goes in the middle of the show.
Oh, no.
He gets done with his set. Very funny. Everybody loves him. He goes down off the stage. I come up and I'm going to say a couple little quips. Like the thing that comes to my mind right away is, hey, ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand to Ray Romano, right? Crickets. The entire room, 100 people, not a single laugh except for the headlining comic who realized how uncomfortable that moment was. So I just got to say, sometimes you nail it and sometimes you are way off base. But
and that's fine.
Thank you so much for the honor of doing it. I really look forward to doing it again.
How did you get Ray Romano?
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind. I'm down in DC. I don't hear his tone up down here much, so I think it just kind of spoke to me at the moment.
Put Richie right as when you hang up with us. Put Richie on next year's show. Put him in ink. Richie wants to come down. Am I right?
Yeah, you should. It'll be a great time. We'll have a good time.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
We're going to get this show back. Absolutely.
So what else is going on, Mr. Vin?
Oh, you know what? I'm doing all right. I want to say, John, I really loved seeing you and your son interact in a positive manner. That was so cool to see that. It gives me hope because I live with 3 teenagers.
Ooh.
And well, let's just say I'm concerned about the generation I'm raising right now. Okay. Just a couple weeks ago, my wife and I were laying in bed, 11:30 at night. My son comes in the room, opens up the door. He looks like he's carrying something. And I'm like, what the heck's he got in his hand? He goes, hey, Mom and Dad, you mind if I put my suit in your dry cleaning bag? I said, well, first of all, you wear nothing but hoodies and joggers. I didn't even know you owned a suit.
Right.
But before I could ask that question, he says, you think they'll take it wet? I was like, son, why is your suit wet? And he just said, he said, well, I was taking photos in the shower for artistic purposes. And this will happen. So I sat there. I like, for me, I'm so used to having teenagers in the house. I just rolled over to my wife and said, well, thank God if he's taking pictures in the shower, he was dressed. Okay. Right. So So, you know, but hey, listen, I got 3 of them, 3 teenagers. My other son, he's a twin.
Yeah.
I think they share a brain, guys. I really do. I mean, I love my kids, but he just the other day walked into the living room wall, like walked right into it. Now, we've lived in this house 5 years.
Yeah.
I haven't put up any walls.
Right.
He's navigated this space like hundreds of times. So I didn't really understand until I noticed he had his cell phone to his face. You know, walking around with his cell phone, his AirPods in his ears, and bop, right off the wall he went. But then he bounced off like a Roomba, Ray. I kid you not, like a Roomba, and just went off in the direction. Like he didn't even, I don't even think he knew I saw him. And I was scared to ask what he was watching. I gotta be. So
that's
and then my daughter, I love her to death. She's my youngest, she's my baby, but she's still like, you start thinking about, you know, the things that come out of their mouths when they're toddlers.
Right.
Well, the things that come out of their mouths when they're 16 or 17 is a little different. For example, we were driving down the road in kind of a rural area, and we came across there's deer on the side of the road. So like, oh, that's cool. So I looked at the deer and I'm like, oh, that's like a 2-pointer, you know, and didn't think anything of it. Told her. Then we go around, maybe like a half mile later, I'm not exaggerating, we see another one, big buck horns, 8 point. I said, wow, that one's an 8-point buck. And now my daughter's looking at me like this. She's just baffled. Why are you so baffled? And she's like, Dad, I don't know what your grading scale is, but the first one was cuter. Kids. Hey, like Bridget, she's been doing comedy like 4 or 5 years. I have too. I am a veteran. I served 26 years in the United States Air Force.
Thank you for your service. I had forgotten that, Vinny. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I try to forget it every day. No, I'm kidding. I did that much time. I got out. I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I realized I wasn't really quite depressed enough, so I started stand-up comedy.
There you go. Perfect.
Now you're really depressed.
That'll bring you down.
Yeah, so I jumped right in. I wanted to boost up my VA disability numbers. You know, I figure add depression, it helps with compensation. But I had a great career, though. But I was really lucky to get in, guys. I joined in 1990s, early 90s, right after Desert Shield, Desert Storm. Okay. I was graduated high school, like the bottom of my high school class, number 94 out of 95 students.
No.
Yeah, dude. Bottom of the class. The number 95 rarely showed up. He was a glue sniffer. Yeah. So if you think about it, I graduated bottom of my class, glue sniffer, me, everyone else.
Wow.
So to get in anything, I wasn't going to college. Okay, guys. I wasn't going to college. My options were military. Have to take aptitude tests. Veterans know these as ASVABs. It's for anybody who's gone to college. You take SATs. We take ASVAB tests. There's 4 tests, 100 points each. I took these tests. I scored 136. That was total, John, across all 4 tests.
Wow.
I got an A+, John. I was never more proud. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take these scores to the military. I wanted to be a Marine. I actually went to the Marine recruiter on a day that I had an appointment, but I think they got my scores before I showed up because I swear they locked up the doors. I like to think there's a jarhead like holding it closed going, we got enough of us in the Corps. Find another service, you know?
That's just, next
so Marines
door.
were happy. Yeah, they're like, go next door. Yeah. The Marines were having me. I did talk to the Coast Guard. They were like, we've got our 10 people, man. We're good. You know, they were down. So ultimately it led me to the Air Force.
Okay.
Right. So I joined. I get in Air Force. I'm like, this is awesome. What kind of planes are you going to let me work on? Like, we don't want you near planes. Buddy, how do you feel about spatulas?
Well, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so there you go. They took me and they knew what I would be good at. I was like, this is great. I spent 14 weeks of professional military training to essentially say, would you like fries with that? That was my career.
I'm sure it was more than that, Vinny.
Now, you know what, though? I loved it. It led me to my current career. I'm now a federal employee with the DEA down here. Not a lot of people love that, but hey, I'm helping eradicate drugs, right? It's good, though. I was lucky to get that gig too, guys. So, like, let me just make it clear. To get in with the DEA was awesome. And when I arrived, it's like, hey, what kind of gun you going to let me carry? They're like, how do you feel about spatulas? So
anyway,
guys,
Vinny, where are you going to be performing in the next few weeks?
I've got a couple shows in this DC area. You can find me at vinnylombardi.com. I'll post my shows on there, but yeah, I've got a couple shows in DC. I'm working on a bigger set right now. I'm kind of doing a little more writing right now. So, but thank you guys so much for letting me spend a few minutes with you tonight. And to my family online watching from all over, because they chimed in. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you. Right,
thank you, Vinny.
So
Vinny Lombardi from DC. We'll be back next week. We already have the show booked next week. That's unusual.
I got to mention this. Can I mention this?
Mention it.
Listen, I teach a great comedy class at the brokerage in Belmore. Our next class is this Tuesday, the 16th, January 16th. If you want to jump in, standupuniversity.com.
Join. It's great. A lot of our comics have joined. Hey, and like I said to Richie this afternoon, even if you just want to be funnier in your meetings and interact, it's always good to have a joke or two when you know, in front of any kind of an audience. They'll write some good stuff here. Butch, you want to close with anything? I see you, Mug. You want to close or not? Shake your head no, or come on, quick. Anything?
Great show. Great show next week. Like you said, it's already booked. Very good show. We have 2 co-hosts that have to replace Mr. Walker because he's going to be sick. We have Roseanne.
Claudia and Roseanne, right?
Yep, Claudia Bonavita.
And Roseanne Sorrentino. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. We're going to the diner. Take care.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the beer that circle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Roll up the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball, play ball.